head to BBC Sounds and scroll down to From Shropshire.
And welcome back to Brunton Park, where we are just awaiting the entrance of the two teams here. The tunnel opposite our commentary position at the back of the, well, I was going to say the main stand. I don't know whether this is the main stand. They've got two big stands that run the length of the field on either side. We are in the most modern addition, shall we say, the most recent addition to this famous old ground, Brunton Park, the home of Carlisle. Three sides of the ground in use today. The terrace away to our right, the waterworks end, doesn't seem to be opened these days unless there's a very big crowd expected. I think it was in operation suddenly in the closing weeks of last season, I think, when they made the playoffs in League Two, and that was the way they got up into this division. Here come the teams then, being led out by the match officials. The referee today is Ben Toner, and behind him the Carlisle team in all blue, being led out by their very experienced captain Paul Huntington, who was with Preston North End, a central defender for many years, and Shrewsbury, the skipper Che Dunkley, who was magnificent once again in that 1-0 win Town enjoyed at Fleetwood a week ago. Shrewsbury all in red today, and the Carlisle players now just making their way along the line of the Town players and just shaking hands and exchanging a few pleasantries, no doubt, ahead of this League One match getting underway. Carlisle still seeking their first win of the season since gaining promotion from League Two, so they'll be hoping that will arrive today. Shrewsbury, of course, will have very different ideas. The pitch, by the way, immaculate, looks in excellent condition, as you might expect at this stage of the year, very early in the season, of course, but looks terrific. You wouldn't, the kind of surface you used to enjoy, I'm sure, Steve, playing on?
It's excellent, Stuart. It's like Wembley, you know, when we first arrived and we walked on the pitch, but it was absolutely superb. So yeah, you've got to give credit to the groundsman here today. He's excellent. Yeah,
looks in really good condition. You'd have played here a few times, Steve, I'm sure, in those old second division days when Carlisle were in there with Shrewsbury Town in the early 1980s.
If you say I've played here, I've played here, Stuart. Yeah, no, it's I remember, yeah, a couple of occasions of coming here, getting beat, and also winning here. So it's got some good memories, but it's one of the old-fashioned grounds, but they make plenty of noise here and get behind their team.
They certainly do. Lots of people have made their way out onto the pitch, into the centre circle. These are potentially match sponsors, I would have thought, perhaps. The two captains lining up along with the match officials and the guests that are in the centre circle at the moment. Good crowd inside Brunton Park. They're a well-supported football club, aren't they? Over the years I've been here when there have been perhaps 3,000 perhaps inside Brunton Park, but they've had good gates already this season. And over 10,000 here on the opening day for their game against Fleetwood, over 8,000 against Wigan, and over 7,500 for their last home game against Exeter. And there's plenty of Carlisle supporters here again today, Steve, as we look around. Good following of Town fans as well, around 300.
Yeah, it's very well supported. You know, I always think Carlisle's a little bit isolated up north, but the team and the supporters always turn out in masses, and there's really very good support.
So here we go then. Town will get this game underway. Town will be playing towards the end of the ground where there are supporters. That is the Warwick Road end, where there's lots of Carlisle United supporters. Stood behind the goal. Final checks being made by Mr. Toder, who's in charge of this match today. He was the referee for Leicester's 2-0 win at Tranmere in the League Cup in midweek. Ahead of the game, the teams and officials take a knee here at Brunton Park, and it will be Shrewsbury Town to get this match underway. Taylor Perry in the centre circle, plays it back to his goalkeeper, Morosi, all in yellow, who takes a touch and arrows the ball out to this left-hand side, headed on by Bayliss, and the ball is going to just run out of play there into touch, and it will be an early throw for Carlisle. Both teams lining up with similar formations. They both favour the playing with 3 central defenders. And one of those central defenders takes this early throw for Carlisle down the right-hand side. Lavelle then gets a return, headed forward by Anderson for Town. Ball runs away from Benning, who is selected ahead of one of the new signings, Brandon Fleming, to play left wing back today in the absence of the unfortunately injured Jordan Shipley. Nice hold of play from Udo on halfway to Winchester. Winchester in the centre circle, playing right wing back again. Works it forward to Bayliss, who turns and finds Benning 15 yards inside the Carlisle half. Carries it forward to Anderson, who tries to give it back to Benning, unable to do so. Good play from back for Carlisle, but now Town win it back with Bayliss. Forward into the feet of Carlisle-born Ryan Bowman. Back to Bayliss, who's given it away. Carlisle look long ball played forward, looking for Plange. Beaten to it by Feeney. You can probably tell when Feeney gets a touch of the ball, because it's accompanied by some quite loud boos from the Carlisle fans in the direction of their former captain here. Town now with Anderson to Benning. Back with Anderson again, midway inside the Town half. Town all in red today. Long ball played forward towards Udo, who's beaten in the air. What a wonderful goal it was from Udo a week ago, as the ball is worked forward and it goes through to the Carlisle goalkeeper, Andressen. I know you weren't with us at Fleetwood a week ago, but I'm sure you've seen the Dan Udo goal.
I've watched it several times on YouTube, Stuart. Yeah, it was a super goal, wasn't it, from Dan Udo? You know, running the whole length of the field and having the tenacity to just stroke the ball into the bottom right-hand corner of the net. Super goal. Brilliant goal.
Here's Dunkley battling with Luke Plange, who's on loan here at Carlisle from Crystal Palace. Town emerge with it with Kenner. Works it over halfway towards Bowman on the right-hand side. Udo in the middle. Bowman looks for Udo. Should be the defenders, and it's dealt with by Lavelle at the expense of a corner. It was good play from Town. They worked it forward. Bowman was looking for his strike partner, Udo. And Lavelle wasn't overly convincing there. Did his job, in fairness, but he knew that Udo, well, I think, was behind him, and he puts it behind, and Town have their first corner of the match.
Yeah, they've started very, very well, Shrewsbury, Stuart. You know, they pressed and attacked Carlisle in the areas they want to, and Matt Taylor likes the fact that they're going to, defend or attack in the opponent's half.
So Town corner. Feeney, one of the players that are in the 6-yard box, trying to get some space. Corner comes in then from the far side. It's a Carlisle head that powers it away, only as far as Perry, who leaves it for Winchester. Number 7 on the back of his shirt, uses Bayliss. Just in for the touchline on the far side. Town do well to work it from right to left to Joe Anderson. Diagonal ball played out to the right-hand side, where Town just about control it with Benning. Ball forward to Udo. That's a great turn from Udo, does that so well. Udo on the turn now, 20 yards out. Defender gets back to him there, but it's a foul. It's a great turn from Udo, and John Mellish just got the wrong side of Udo there, and as he tried to win the ball back, the referee, Ben Toner, decides that's a foul, and that should be a Shrewsbury free kick some 35 yards from the Carlisle goal.
That's the only time you can do that. He gets away from you, Dan Udo, and there's no stopping him, and that's the only way you can stop him to foul him. And it is a really dangerous situation now, because this will give Town a strike on goal.
Well, Bayliss and Benning standing over this one. No Jordan Shipley, of course, unfortunately, at the moment. I'm sure he would normally have been over the board at this moment, but Benning and Bayliss stand over this. Town have sent forward a lot of players just to the edge of the penalty area. Benning leaves it, so Bayliss delivers into the middle, too close to the goalkeeper. Easy catch for Andressen, the Carlisle keeper.
Yeah, just a bit unfortunate there. It just flighted the ball a little bit too high, and the keeper came and caught it, which takes all the pressure and off the Carlisle defence.
Take you through the two-team lineups during a convenient moment here. Carlisle have the ball in the centre circle, pushed out to the right-hand side to Finn Back, who's on loan here from Nottingham Forest. Anderson wins it. Strong challenge from Anderson on Back. Anderson again goes in. Play allowed to continue. The Anderson challenge on Maguire, and Carlisle now with Callum Guy. Gibson now on the move, 25 yards from goal. Kenner gets the challenge in, but Carlisle keep it with back. Low ball in from the right, hits Benning, goes behind Carlisle, corner. And listen to the roar from the Carlisle supporters here at Brunton Park.
Yeah, they're a vociferous crowd here, Stuart. You know, they'll get behind the team. Any corners, any free kicks that come into the box, they're right behind them.
Yeah, lots of noise from the Carlisle supporters. Vociferous is a really good word to use in relation to the Carlisle supporters, and they are cheering on their team here as they have a corner. Owen Moxon will take it from this right-hand side. Moxon delivers, right-footed, it's headed over the bar. Too much on the header at the near post from Luke Plange, and it ends up clearing the bar by some distance, and that will be a goal kick for Shrewsbury Town. So time today, Morosi in goal, Feeney, Dunkley and Anderson the central defenders, Winchester and Benning the wing backs, with Perry, Kenner and Bayliss in midfield, Udo and Bowman the front two, Carlisle with Andressen the keeper, Lavelle, Huntingdon and Mellish the central defenders, back Gibson, Guy, Moxon and Armour, and Maguire and Plange the Carlisle front two, selected by the former Town manager Paul Simpson. Ball is out of play. Ball bounces towards the Shrewsbury Town bench. It's a long bench, isn't it, as well? In fact, Matt Taylor moved in and returned the ball to the Carlisle man, who's going to take the throw here down the left-hand side. Headed away well by Feeney. Carlisle again with Moxon. Lifts it up in the air with no great accuracy, and it goes out of play. And that will be a Town throw. Carl Winchester will leave it this time for Feeney. And a few boos again for Feeney, who has the ball in his hands here to take this throw. Over halfway towards Udo. Nice close control from Udo, and a nice ball in field to Bayliss, just in front of the centre circle. Bayliss goes back to Benning. Benning, short ball to Anderson. Lots of red shirts forward in this booth. Great ball from Anderson. Udo in some space. Udo turns. Udo forward to Benning. Well forward. Benning shoots. Good effort. Oh, just wide. Good effort from Benning. Well picked out by Udo, and Benning worked it onto the right boot and hit it really sweetly. They must have taken a touch en route as it went past the post, because Shrewsbury Town had been awarded a corner. Good strike from Benning.
Yeah, fantastic play there from the three of them. You know, into passing in and around that 18-yard box, and Dan Udo, I thought he was going to shoot, but he saw Benning and just slotted him in, and then he was unlucky. And as you say, I think the goalkeeper had a touch too.
Well, it's a Shrewsbury corner then. Another chance for these central defenders to make their way forward. Corner comes in towards Dunkley. It's cleared. Winchester will get there. Tries to work it out to the right-hand side. Carlisle looks long. Morosi well out of his penalty area. Has to play it first time, and he does. He plays it straight out of play, and that will be a Carlisle throw on halfway. Elsewhere in League One, Blackpool have taken an early lead against Wigan. Blackpool 1, Wigan 0. FA Cup day for Telford. Early qualifying round match against Colville, 0-0 at the Buckshead. Full commentary available of the Telford game on DAB and BBC Sounds with Scott Harris and Dean Craven. Remember Dean playing for Shrewsbury Town. Maybe right at a very early start of his career. I think he joined Shrewsbury from West Brom, if memory serves me correctly. Ball goes out of play. Will be a Carlisle throw here, some 30 yards from the Shrewsbury Town goal. It will be taken by John Mellish. Used to play his football for Gateshead. Takes the throw short to Maguire. Northampton 0, Wycombe 1, a League One latest. Richard Keogh as Kenner wins the ball for the Town. Looks for Udo. Ball played forward now by Perry, over halfway, looking for Bowman. Carlisle clear up towards halfway. Ball collected now by Anderson, forward to Bayliss. Lovely turn. Bowman up with him. Bayliss just plays it back to Winchester, who had another really good game, I thought, at Fleetwood a week ago. And a crossfield ball this time from Shrewsbury isn't what they intended. It goes straight at a touch, and that will be a Carlisle United throw on the right-hand side. So Carlisle, 2 points from their opening 5 league games. They have had 1-1 draws here against Fleetwood and Wigan Athletic. Exeter won here by 2-0 in their last home game, Carlisle. And Carlisle's 2 away games, both ending in 1-0 defeats at Oxford and last week at Port Vale. This Town win the ball well, and here's Bowman. Bowman in the centre circle is dispossessed. And the move breaks down, and Lavelle tidies up and goes back to Andressen. the goalkeeper. Long ball over halfway, headed forward by Benning. Carlisle now with back. Benning goes to close him down. Carlisle with the long ball forward over halfway. Dunkley gets a bit of that, but Carlisle still with Plange. Town win it back with Anderson, who tidies up, goes back to Morosi, all in yellow, and the goalkeeper just plays a short ball to Anderson. Drills a long ball over halfway, not giving Udo any sort of chance this time, and it goes all the way through to the Carlisle goalkeeper once again. Jokkel Anderson, who came into the team last week. He was selected ahead of Thomas Holy, who played most of the games in Carlisle's promotion season, but Holy left out a week ago. He's on the bench again today. Carlisle's turn to come forward here with back, 35 yards from the Town goal, right hand side. Short ball to Guy. Carlisle use back again, short pass to Gibson. Very patient build up from Carlisle. Shrewsbury have plenty of players in the all red away kit behind the ball here. Carlisle very patient, just working the ball between the central defenders at the moment. Lavelle forward to Moxon, who turns away from Bayliss. That's a good ball through the middle, and the player couldn't control it, and it goes through to Morosi. It's a really good ball played up towards Maguire. Had he controlled it, Town could have had real problems there. The ball was fizzed in towards Maguire. He couldn't take the ball, bring it under control, and it ran through very obligingly straight to the goalkeeper. Morosi still 0-0. Yeah,
it was a good interchange of passing there from Carlisle. Shrewsbury just got caught there at the back. I'm glad he didn't have a decent first touch, the Carlisle player, but yeah, they've got to be aware, Shrewsbury, of that movement.
Ball in the centre circle, helped on by Moxon, returned over the halfway line by Kenner towards Bayliss, and now Benning has made a good start to this game. Moves in field, short ball to Kenner. Anderson now on halfway, drills it forward, too much on it, doesn't give Bowman any sort of chance, and it goes through to the Carlisle goalkeeper once again. But Ryan Bowman, 31 years of age now, back in his home city. Carlisle started off here at Carlisle. It was his first club, and he was restricted to 9 first-team appearances. He was also loaned out twice by Carlisle to Workington. He was released by Carlisle in 2011. He would have enjoyed, I'm sure, his last return here when he scored for Shrewsbury in the FA Cup against Carlisle a couple of years ago. Ball bounces out. Final touch was off the Carlisle striker Liam Plange, and it will be a Town throw to be taken here by Feeney. And Feeney with the throw up towards halfway, looking for Bowman. Header well won by Kenner, who's been heavily involved in his early stages. Feeney wins another header. Forward it goes towards Perry. Carlisle flick it forward. In fact, the game is stopped here by referee Ben Toner, and that will be a Carlisle free kick about 15 yards inside the Shrewsbury Town half. Just wonder what Matt Taylor will make of it so far, 13 minutes in. Steve Cross.
I think he'll be pleased, Stuart. I think Noah Kenny's having a superb start to the game. He's broken up about 3 or 4 different attacks, and let's hope he can break this one up as well.
Carlisle free kick, then chance for their central defenders to make their way forward to the edge of the penalty area. Here it comes now, driven in. Feeney battling with Huntingdon. Former teammates, of course, here, and the final touch was off Huntingdon. And it goes into touch, and that will be a Shrewsbury Town throw in the left back position. No league match for Shrewsbury next week. They were due to have a home game against Bolton Wanderers, but that game called off owing to international call-ups for Bolton Wanderers. So that means that Shrewsbury's next league game will be a fortnight today at home to Bristol Rovers, but they are in action, remember, this coming Tuesday night. It's their opening group game in the EFL Trophy. And we're off to Gloucestershire to Forest Green Rovers. If you're not heading to Gloucestershire, it's a 7 o'clock kickoff on Tuesday night. So we're underway a little bit earlier than usual for a Tuesday night game. Town look for Bowman. Couldn't quite get the flick on. And Finn back, holds off Bowman, who doesn't give it up though. Bowman gets the challenge in. Ball goes out of play, and it will be a Carlisle throw in the right back position in front of this very impressive stand, the most recent addition to this Brunton Park ground, the East Stand. I'm doing a bit of research earlier in the week. I'm told 7,000 seats in this stand. Capacity of Brunton Park just under 18,000. And the terracing on 3 sides of the ground, albeit one of the terraces not in use today. Ball out of play for a Town throw midway inside the Carlisle half. To be taken here by Mal Benning, looking for some options. Bayliss appears, gives it to Benning again, lifts it forward. Carlisle drill it up towards halfway, towards the Irish international. Maguire has support from Moxon, who decides to go all the way back to his goalkeeper Andresen, who takes a touch in his light green goalkeeping kit. Long connection, left-footed, headed away by Dunkley up towards Bayliss. Nice ball forward towards Bowman, holds it up to Benning, and Benning goes short to Anderson, and Town just content to work it back to Marosi. So 15.5 minutes played. BBC Radio Shropshire. Still Carlisle 0, Shrewsbury 0 here. And that's also the score in the Telford FA Cup match against Colville in the early stages of that one of the Bucks head. Here's Town with Udo, who's looking very lively. Udo does well. Good ball forward to Perry. Perry 20 yards out, has to turn, does turn well. Needs some support now. It's offered by Winchester. To Perry again, to Feeney now, well forward in this move. Short ball to Kenner. Looks for Benning, and the ball doesn't quite reach Benning, and Carlisle drive forward now with back. It's a good run. Looks for Maguire, slightly behind Maguire. Dunkley does well to win it, and he was caught. And it will be a Shrewsbury free kick. Carlisle fans, many of them up from their seats, not happy that the match was stopped there, but certainly seemed to be some contact there on Dunkley.
Yeah, it was a foul. Yeah, I think the fans don't realise the impact that the Carlisle player made on Shea Dunkley, and limping a little bit. I hope he's okay. But yeah, Town have started well, Stuart. They've started really, really well, and I'm hoping the goal's going to be imminent and not too long.
Yeah, Shea Dunkley playing as the middle of the Town's three central defenders today, with Feeney to the right, Anderson to the left. No Tom Flanagan in the squad today. Matt Taylor telling us ahead of the game he's not involved today owing to a calf injury. So no Tom Flanagan in the Shrewsbury 18 today. Town work it forward here towards Udo. Holds the ball up. Udo goes for the return here. Nice turn from Udo. Central position. Udo turns, shoots, left footed, just past the post. Keeper had it covered, but that is what he does so well, isn't it, Udo? He turns so sharply with the ball at his feet. It was worth a go there. I think the keeper had it covered. It was a low shot from what 20, 25 yards out. He's looking sharp, isn't he, Dan Udo?
You know what, Dan Udo, he's twice the player he was last year, Stuart. You know, he's receiving the ball in dangerous areas. He's twisting and turning. He's hauled off with tremendous strength for a centre forward, and well, he's just he's a real improvement from last season.
And Carlisle's turn to come forward here with Maguire. Town hold him up, but Carlisle all in blue still keep the attack moving. It's with Moxon. Short ball to Guy, shows a bit too much of that to Perry. Perry's touch sees the ball go past the post. In fact, the final touch was off the Carlisle player, and it will be a goal kick for Shrewsbury Town that will be taken here by Marco Marosi, who's had another consistent start to the season. A couple of clean sheets already. Cheltenham on the opening day, and on the Lancashire coast at Fleetwood last weekend, when he made one very good save in particular in the second half, as Fleetwood at that stage, of course, with the numerical disadvantage, went in search of an equaliser. It was a really important save from Marosi to keep the lead intact. Ball in the centre circle here. Carlisle win it. They attack down the right. That's a really good challenge from Benning, really determined in a strong challenge, a good, effective, fair challenge. Finds Kenner to Perry, lets the ball run across his body. Town now with Winchester on halfway, right hand side. Winchester still goes back to Dunkley, works it square to Anderson, and Anderson's ball forward is intercepted by Back, but Town win the loose ball with Udo, who was alert and waiting for the ball to maybe fall his way. Kenner now just to the left of the centre circle. Short ball behind him to Dunkley. Forward to Perry, former Wolves player. And Town knocking it around quite nicely here. Anderson 25 yards from goal. Ball into the penalty area, looking for Bowman. Bit too close to the keeper, though. And Jokel Anderson comes and claims for Carlisle United. Still 0-0.
Yeah, you know, Town are playing really, really well at the moment, Stuart. They're knocking the ball around. They're winning tackles in really important areas. I'm sure Matt Taylor will be absolutely delighted with the way his team has started this game.
Carlisle's turn to come forward now, though. Plange goes down. Free kick given the Carlisle strikers' way. 20 minutes played. And a chance for Carlisle to get a decent ball here, maybe, into the Shrewsbury Town penalty area. Marco Morosi, the keeper, busy organising the red-shirted players in front of him. Owen Moxon, who's got a couple of goals already for Carlisle this season. He's standing over the ball for the home club. Scored here in the 1-1 draws against Fleetwood and Wigan. And Moxon standing over this one. What is he? 35 yards out, maybe, left of centre. Lots of movement inside the penalty area. Ball now played into the middle, headed away easily by Dunkley. Only as far as Moxon once again. Bayliss goes across. Moxon gets the ball in and Benning puts it behind. Ball ends up in the waterworks end. The terracing not in use today. Quite a few flags at that end of the ground. And it will be a Carlisle corner.
Yeah, it's a little bit of determined effort there from the Carlisle players. They whipped that ball in. Good clearance, I think it was from Dunkley. And then Benning got a really good block, and it's gone out for a corner.
Carlisle corner then. It's a busy penalty area scene. Town have got everyone back inside their own penalty area here. Here comes the corner, headed away well by Dunkley. For Carlisle, they're going to settle for the throw, actually, as the ball goes out of play. Portsmouth 0, Peterborough 1 is a League One latest. Ricky J. Jones has scored for the Posh at Brunton Park in League One. Still 0-0 in the Telford game, the FA Cup match against Colville. And it's still 0-0 here at Brunton Park as we move towards the midway point of this first half. Carlisle's turn to come forward here with Maguire. Gives it to Gibson. Ball out to the right-hand side. Winchester goes in for the challenge. Here's Gibson again. Might think about the shot. Gibson does shoot and it's well wide. And that will be a goal kick for Shrewsbury Town. Works himself into a decent position there, Jordan Gibson. But in the end, the shot is well off target. We're into the 22nd minute here at Brunton Park, and there's applause ringing all around Brunton Park. It's in tribute to Cumbrian footballer John McKenna, who tragically passed away in June at the age of 22. John was a popular player for a local football club in the area, Scotby FC, and tributes are being paid across Cumbrian football throughout the weekend. Carlisle come forward here now. Good block from Shea Dunkley as he got across to Liam Plange and puts it behind, and it will be a Carlisle United corner.
Yeah, Shea Dunkley did really well there, Stuart. Marco Morosi's kick was headed back in by one of the Carlisle players, and Dunkley was there again, as always, to clear the danger.
So Carlisle corner to be taken here on the right-hand side by Owen Moxon. Waiting for some movement in there. 0-0. But Carlisle having a decent spell here. Moxon takes the corner right-footed, headed away well by Dunkley. Carlisle will look to keep the pressure on the left-hand side with Jack Armott. A high, awkward ball. It's been headed over the bar by Lavelle, who was in there 6 yards out. It goes down as a presentable chance, not taken.
Yeah, it's a really decent cross in as well from the left-hand side, and Carlisle player got above all the Shrewsbury centre halves and got his header, but their presence made him head it over the bar, which was good for Shrewsbury. But yeah, just creeping back into the game a little bit, Carlisle, Stu, and Town need to step up a gear, I think.
Very much so. Town with the goal kick. a wonderful tribute from those inside Brunton Park as well for John McKenna in the 22nd minute, and our thoughts of course very much with John's family and friends. Carlisle 0, Shrewsbury 0. Carlisle come forward down the right, they work it infield. Plange, they look for Gibson now. Carlisle with Maguire on the edge of the penalty area, shooting chance for Plange, well blocked by Dunkley. Udo comes across and gets a challenge in, but Carlisle keep the pressure on here. Carlisle asking questions here of Town. It's with Gibson. Gibson 25 yards out. Still he has it. Ball played forward here to the edge of the penalty area to Maguire. Shooting chance, shot does come in, and Rossi just about deals with it. Oh, it's an awkward one. Bounced in front of the goalkeeper, which made it more difficult for the keeper, and in the end Rossi does well to help it up and over the bar for a Carlisle corner.
Top save from Rossi Stewart. That ball came through an absolute ruck of players on both sides. He didn't see it till the last minute, and I thought it was in, but wow, he put his hand out and has just tipped it over the bar. Brilliant save.
Carlisle corner then. This is a really good spell they're having. Shrewsbury have to just stand firm here. And Rossi had to be really alert to make the save. Another Carlisle corner then. They're asking questions. Knocking at the door, Paul Simpson's side. Here comes a corner. It's a good one in towards the far post. In fact, it misses everybody. Wasn't a bad corner. It's one of those really awkward ones if you're a defender, because you could see the ball moving in the air towards the far post, but it just misses everybody in the end and goes past the post for a Town goal kick. But you always got to have this sort of spell, aren't you, as the away team, when you come away to a team, a well-supported club as Carlisle are, where the home side are going to have periods of spells when they're on top, as it seems to be the case in the last 5 minutes.
No, you're right, Stuart. Yes, Carlisle have just picked up their game. They've winning tackles. They're making the ball move around the pitch quicker with their passing. And just there, they're having little free kicks all over the field. The referee's just stopped the game now because the Carlisle play took the free kick too early.
Just having a word in Nohan Kenner, isn't he, at the moment? No, nothing more than that. And it will be a Carlisle free kick just in the centre circle. It's taken short. Carlisle now with back. Carlisle have given it away. Poor ball from Plange. Goes straight to Kenner. Kenner, see what he was trying to do. He was looking for Bowman, but he was a bit away from Bowman, and the move breaks down before it had even begun. Carlisle have the ball on the left-hand side, in front of the old stand here at Brunton Park, seating at the back of the stand, and terracing, running the length of the field in front of it, behind the benches, as the ball goes out of play, and that will be a Carlisle United throw in the left back position. Town started brightly here. They've had shots from Benning and Udo off target, but Carlisle having the better of it in the last 5-10 minutes maybe, but it's still 0-0 at Brunton Park on this very pleasant day. I just cannot still believe what a pleasant day it is here.
You've had some cold days.
I've had some cold days and nights. Think back to the last time we were here in the FA Cup second round as well. It was a December afternoon a couple of years ago, so you've got to expect it, but there's cold and then there's cold. It was one of those exceptionally cold days, but Shrewsbury got the job done that day. 1-2-1. And Town have a throw now taken by Feeney over halfway. Carlisle win the header with Guy. Couldn't direct it. There will be a Shrewsbury throw to be taken here by Winchester. Throws it into the feet of Udo. You all remember when Town did come here that FA Cup game 2 years ago. Set up the second goal for Ryan Bowman with a lovely piece of play, lovely turn and a great ball to set up a strike partner for what was a decisive goal ultimately. Town have another throw as they just edge forward down this right-hand side. Throw in taken into the feet of Udo again. Looks for Perry with the high ball. Carlisle defended. Here's Udo on the turn, edge of the area. Could break here towards Bayliss. Bayliss hits it, and didn't get the connection he was hoping for. And it's quite a way off target there. When it was running the way of Bayliss there, one of those who just runs invitingly into your path, and I thought this has got possibilities. But he seemed to slice it almost, didn't he? Didn't quite get the connection he was hoping for. It's well off target.
He was thinking about hitting it with his right foot, I think, and just came across his body, but Yeah, his left foot isn't as good as his right with Tom Bayliss. I think if it had been on his right, I think we'd have seen a goal, Stuart. But yeah, good effort.
Carlisle have the ball here with Finn Back, who moves it forward over halfway. Carlisle now with Gibson. Gibson still holds it up, gives it back to Back once more. Benning comes across to keep a close eye on him. Anderson gets in the challenge, but Carlisle retain possession. Still very patient from Carlisle. They want to start scoring more goals. Only a couple of goals in their opening 5 league games so far. They also lost 1-0 at Harrogate in the first round of the League Cup. So that's what Paul Simpson will want his team to sharpen up in front of goal and start putting some of these chances away. They still have possession. Ball into the penalty area here. Back, well forward on the right-hand side. Ball in from Moxon, didn't get the connection he was hoping for this time. And it's Kenner, the on-loan Hibernian midfield player, who brings the ball away. Works it over halfway, looking for Bowman, and it runs away from Bowman. Bowman and Udo starting up front for the Town today, as they did at Fleetwood. At Fleetwood a week ago, they went off just past the hour to be replaced by Kieran Phillips, the Huddersfield loanee, and Max Matter, who were both making their Town debuts. It's great for Matt Taylor to have that option now, isn't it, of having strikers, more experienced strikers on the bench as and when required. Of course,
you're right, Stuart. Yeah, competition is always good for places, and you know, Udo and Bowman will realise that they've got 2 strikers on the bench.
Gibson for Carlisle, 35 yards from the Shrewsbury goal. Plange, ball in from the right, Dunkley puts it behind. It was one of those awkward ones for Dunkley. Came at a tricky height for him. I think he may have come off the knee, maybe, or just off some part of his leg, and it goes out of play.
Not keeping count, Stuart. There must be 7 or 8 corners.
Corner count is going up, isn't it?
Carlisle have got, and every one is a threat from the kick.
Yeah, Carlisle corner then. It's directly in front of the travelling supporters. Fantastic support again. More than 300 tickets sold ahead of the game. For a long journey from Shropshire to Cumbria today. Carlisle corner that will be taken then by Moxon from the right-hand side. Headed away by Dunkley up towards Udo. Udo loses out. Ball smashed goalwards. And it bounces very kindly this time for Morosi, who has no danger dealing with that one. So still 0-0, as it is in the FA Cup match. Telford against Colville. Town with Benning here on the left-hand side. Turns and drills the ball against Sean Maguire. And it will be a goal kick. Interesting signing for Carlisle, Sean Maguire, in the summer. He's 29 years of age. He is a Republic of Ireland international. Scored once for his country. Scored against New Zealand in 2019. And he joined Carlisle from Coventry. Previously he played in Ireland for Cork, Dundalk, Waterford. He had quite a long spell at Preston North End as well, 170 matches. And it looks as though it's a good signing for Carlisle. Sean Maguire, still only 29 and an international striker. Town with Feeney. Plays it over halfway. Couldn't find Udo this time. There's Dunkley winning a header just behind the centre circle. Forward it goes to Bowman. Town look for Bayliss. Ball doesn't quite find him. And Carlisle just keeping the ball moving inside their own half. Crossfield ball from Guy. And Matt Taylor with a little flick, actually, as the ball goes out of play. Flicked it towards Winchester. Such a good player, wasn't he, Matt Taylor? 10, 11 years as a Premier League footballer for Portsmouth and Bolton, West Ham and Burnley. And he's had a good start to his Shrewsbury Town coaching career. Long ball played into the box here towards Udo. Udo controls it. Udo still trying to make something happen, and 3 Carlisle players around him, and they eventually deal with it. Played up towards halfway. Towards Maguire. Maguire turns. Liam Plange looks for the ball through the middle. Well intercepted by Feeney. Feeney looks for Perry. Couldn't quite find him. Carlisle with the ball forward looking for Plange. There's Feeney again, Town's right-sided central defender. He's made a good start to this game. Flag goes up on this near side, so it will be a Town free kick. And Feeney doesn't... there's no obvious sign that he's been affected in any way, shape or form by some of the boos that are accompanying most of the touches of the ball.
He'll be enjoying it, Stuart. I'm sure he will. You know, it's when you get booed, you're a good player. You know, if the crowd didn't boo him, I think he would, think, why aren't they having a go at me? But he was a good acquisition from Matt Taylor. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's made a very good start to his Shrewsbury career. Town free kick just outside their penalty area, then taken long by Morosi up towards Udo, who does well to help the ball to Bowman, and now Winchester back to Kenner, 10 yards inside the Carlisle half, back into his own half now to Dunkley. Square ball to Anderson, and now Benning infield to Bates. That's a nice play from Bayliss, really good play, moving the ball nicely, running with it, ball at his feet. Bayliss again, out to the right-hand side to Winchester. Dunkley available to receive it, back in the Town half. Short ball to Kenner, who's closed down and kind of lost it here. Carlisle have got possibilities here as they come forward, shooting chance, ball played into the area. This is a chance, and a combination of Rossi and Dunkley in the end do enough to get to Maguire for one moment there. Carlisle, it seems as though they might have a 3-on-3, even 3-on-2 attack after Town gave the ball away. Kenner was caught, wasn't he? And Carlisle looked for the ball through the middle to Maguire. And Dunkley and Morosi did enough to see the ball go out for a corner.
Yeah, great play there from Shea Dunkley, Stuart. You know, he didn't commit himself to getting a tackle in. He waited and made sure that the Carl had to pass the ball in the area.
Carlisle corner then. They've had plenty, haven't they, of these corners in this first half, which has 9 minutes to go, still 0-0. Carlisle corner, it's a good one as well. Morosi punches away the near post, and the game is stopped. Does Town have a player down at the near post? It's Dunkley, and the match stopped there by the referee, Bentona, and that will be a Shrewsbury Town free kick. I said this during the game at Fleetwood a week ago, but it's incredible how Dunkley just has that ability of the ball almost finding his head from so many opposition corners. His positional awareness.
It's incredible, Stuart. What we played 36 minutes. I haven't seen him lose a header in this first half. He's everywhere. You know, he's a tremendous defender, great header of the ball, great captain.
Bolton 0, Derby 1 is a League One latest. Carlisle have the ball with back on the right-hand side. Good closing down from Bowman. That's a feature of the front two, isn't it? Bowman and Udo. They really do defend from the front, and Bowman coming across there and getting a good block in. Ball goes out of play. Carlisle throw, moving down the right-hand side. Benning moves in, looks for Bowman, forward to Udo. Lovely control on the chest. Great turn from Udo. Is there a foul there from Guy? When in fact the decision has gone the other way against Udo. And Carlisle take the free kick quickly. Moxon out to the left-hand side to Armour. Carlisle attack, and Feeney, sensing danger this time, moves across and puts the ball into the terracing below that stand opposite. Carlisle throw about 15 yards from the corner flag. Still 0-0 here on BBC Radio Shropshire. Stuart Dunn and Steve Cross, your commentary team, alongside Mary Kate Wheeldon, presenting Sport on Saturday from faraway Cumbria this afternoon. Carlisle look to keep the pressure on the left-hand side. Bowman again does a good job for the team defensively in the right-back position this time. Carlisle lift it forward. Town look for Udo. Kenner now. Kenner. Town have been caught here. Gibson for Carlisle. Ball comes in from the left-hand side towards the near post. Feeney does well, and the ball bounces up very obligingly for Morosi to claim it.
Yeah, you know, Carlisle are a dangerous side, Stuart. You know, they're very, very concise in their passing up towards and around the 18-yard box for Shrewsbury, and the balls are flashing every 5 or 6 minutes across the face of Marco Morosi.
Kind of got to be careful. There's a couple of times now they've given the ball away, haven't they, inside their own half?
Yeah, Noah Kenner's, you know, he's got just improve his game. He started really well, breaking up lots and lots of attacks from the Carlisle players, but he's given 2 or 3 balls away, which you know, have led to a little bit of panic in the Shrewsbury defence.
At the other end, good closing down from Bowman on the goalkeeper Andressen, who just about got rid in time as Bowman tried to close down the Carlisle goalkeeper. Bowman's final touch, ball goes out of play. Carlisle throw in the left back position. What have we got? 6 minutes to go in this first half. On this very pleasant day weather-wise at Brunton Park. Good crowd inside this ground today as Carlisle have the ball just inside the Town half. They knock it forward here. Should be Morosi's good starting position as they were looking for the quick release to Maguire. And Morosi gets there, no danger, and bowls the ball out to Anderson. Short ball to Winchester. Winchester playing more centrally at the moment, having started at right wing back. Carlisle flick it forward here towards Plange. There's Winchester again, and Anderson comes across, plays it back to Morosi, takes a touch, and the goalkeeper plays it up towards halfway, towards Udo. Udo turns, great turn from Udo, looks for the run of Perry. Good ball, here's Perry in the penalty area, and the defender Mellish deals with it, plays it forward. Kenner wins it back well for the Town, and his ball forward, he's looking for Perry, it just runs away and it goes out of play, and that will be a goal kick to Carlisle. It remains 0-0. Here's the thoughts of the former Town player, Steve Cross.
Well, it's been a topsy-turvy game, Stuart. You know, Town started really well in the first 10-15 minutes, and Carlisle have had 20 minutes of dominance, and Town are just starting to creep out of that dominance again. It's the first 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go. It's really important that Town just stick out. You know, if they go in at 0-0 at half-time, I think Matt will be very, very pleased indeed.
Ball goes back to the Carlisle goalkeeper, Andressen. Carlisle with the long ball forward, headed up by Dunkley this time. Here's Winchester playing more central at the moment. Long ball played forward by Anderson towards Bowman. Bowman wins it. Kenner is caught in possession. Down he goes, and that will be a free kick. And Town will look to get the ball forward here, get it into a decent position. Feeney goes across. In fact, he will leave it for Winchester to take this free kick as we start to move towards the interval. Still Carlisle 0, Shrewsbury 0. And a chance for Town to get the ball in and around the Carlisle United penalty area. Town playing towards the Warwick Road end, for those of you familiar with this ground, with the distinctive triple triangle roof on the stand there. Ball comes in towards Dunkley. Dunkley gets his head to it, but he couldn't do much more than get his head to it, and it couldn't really get up and direct that goalwards. It goes well off target, and that will be a goal kick for Carlisle. Gone a bit quieter around Brunton Park at the moment. At times the Carlisle fans have been very vociferous in support of their team, as they hope that this can be the day that Carlisle deliver their first 3 points of the season since returning to League One, a division they haven't been in actually for quite some time. Town have the ball with Perry on halfway. Town with Kenner. Ball goes out. Carlisle throw. They want to take it quickly. Carlisle go back towards halfway. And all the way back to Jockel and Dressen. Long clearance over halfway. High one. Feeney underneath it. Watches it well. Heads it forward. Carlisle keep it with Moxon now. Uses back. Patient again from the home side. Paul Simpson, the Carlisle manager, Town manager between 2008 and 2010. Led Shrewsbury to the League Two playoff final at Wembley, and Town beaten that day by Gillingham. In 2009, unable to go up that season despite all those goals from Carlisle-born Grant Holt, of course, who was played for Shrewsbury that season. Ball goes out of play. Shrewsbury throw. Quietened down a little at the moment, the last few minutes or so. Game going through a bit of a quiet spell as we move towards half-time, Steve.
Yeah, it is, and you know, you're thinking back at Marco Morosi's save, you know, has kept Town in this game, because I think if you'd have given Carlisle any sniff of a 1-0 lead, I think we would have seen a different Carlisle, but yeah, Morosi really kept us in it.
And Portsmouth now 2-1 in front on Peterborough. Peterborough did take the lead at Brunton Park, but Pompey now lead. Town with Feeney. Feeney with the ball forward looking for Perry. Can't find him this time, but Perry does well to occupy the defender. Kenner playing on the right-hand side now to Winchester. Town look for Benning, who's quickly closed down. Goes back into his own half to Anderson. Forward to Udo. Carlisle deal with it defensively. Ball played into the centre circle. Dunkley wins it well, looks for Bowman. Carlisle just help it forward again. Feeney will allow his goalkeeper Morosi to deal with that one. Morosi comes out of his penalty area. It's a long ball, decent ball as well, played downfield, looking for Bowman. And the free kick given against Bowman. And it will be a Carlisle free kick right on the edge of their penalty areas.
That's a yellow
card there. Yeah, yellow card shown to Ryan Bowman.
That's ridiculous. You've got a centre forward and a centre half challenging for the ball. Neither of them got their arms up. They've just run into each other. Oh, the referee's explaining to Shea Dunkley, saying he's given it that, and I presume that Ryan Bowman has given him a mouthful, so perhaps that's why he's got booked, so I'm not sure.
1 additional minute to be played at the end of this first half. Carlisle 0, Shrewsbury 0. Carlisle knock it forward again. Dunkley wins the header, and again Dunkley. Town look for Udo this time, wins the flick to Bayliss. Town look for Bowman. Town now with Winchester. Moves up towards halfway into the feet of Udo. Udo tries to turn, but again he's quickly closed down. Carlisle loaded forward and Anderson flicks it back to his goalkeeper. Morosi gives it back to Anderson. He moves up towards halfway, left-hand side. Nice ball, bit of space now for Bayliss. Nice ball from Bayliss to Benning down the left-hand side. Back comes across, gets a block in. But Benning wins Shrewsbury a corner here. In stoppage time at the end of the first half, they might just have time to take it.
Yeah, good play there from Benning, Stuart. You know, he overlapped on his left-hand side, and the ball just took it away from him, and the defender was able to get a tackle in, but great run from Benning.
Well, what a time this would be for Town to score. Right at the end of this first half, they have a corner. Bayliss to take it in front of the Warwick Road end. Central defenders have made their way forward. Bayliss tells his teammates what to expect with the signal. Here it comes towards the near post, cleared, and a volley from Benning just wide. It wasn't a bad hit from Benning, and it wasn't too far wide, and that is the last touch of this first half at Brunton Park, where it is goalless. Carlisle 0, Shrewsbury 0. One very good save from Marco Morosi, the Shrewsbury keeper. Lavelle also had a header over the bar for Carlisle. For Shrewsbury, well, Benning has had 2 efforts, both of them not too far off target, including that volley right at the end of the half. And an Udo shot from distance as well, which I think the keeper had it covered, but it was a decent effort all the same. But 0-0, Town have had to defend well at times, because Carlisle have had a fair few corners in that first half. Half-time 0-0, here's the thoughts of the Town legend, Steve Frost.
Well, you know, Shrewsbury Town, they started the game very, very well, Stuart. First 15 minutes, they were, you know, I thought they were going to score in that 15 minutes. Their Carlisle slowly dragged themselves.
You're built different. Breathing new life into broken. Taking matters into your own hands. Assembling big dreams from the small things. Never stopping until you find right part at the right price. That's the eBay way.
Hello, football fans! This is a smart meter display. It helps you tackle energy usage, manage your spending, and keep you on target. Now that's a hat trick. Search Get a Smart Meter today.
fantastic atmosphere here. The home ground definitely get behind their side, and the home side have had some good chances.
Well, they have. I mean, we're trying to work out how many corners they had. Stuart usually keeps count, but not so many. I think there was 8 corners for Carlisle in that first half, which puts a lot of pressure on the Shrewsbury goal. But Marco Morosi, absolutely superb again. It's great fingertip save to push it over the bar. And the Town have got to pick up their game in the second half if they want to get anything out of this game.
Well, it's not like that Shrewsbury haven't had any opportunities. Danu Doe's looked dangerous every time he's got on the ball, and they've had a couple of opportunities, but you'd say the home side have probably had the better chances. Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, it's as I say Markham Rossi, great save to keep Town in the game, but the amount of corners and pressure they put on the Shrewsbury goal is a little bit worrying, but they've dealt with it. Shea Dunkley again, absolutely magnificent again at centre half, headed the ball. I've not seen him lose a header in that first 45 minutes. Tremendous leadership from the captain. And I'm sure Matt Taylor will know the areas that need to be improved on. He's got the players as well to come off the bench, so I'm sure that the players will want to come out this second half, and they'll want to play another 45 minutes without being substituted. Well, we'll have a second half coming up here from Brunton Park on BBC Radio Shropshire. Our other featured game is AFC Telford's first qualifying round FA Cup game against Colville Town. Your commentary team there are Scott Harris and Dean Craven. Dean, nothing doing in the first half, goalless still?
No, there is a lot doing, Mary Kate. There's a lot doing, really. Telford should. Gibson, you'd fancy him there. It was the old-fashioned toe point that would have gotten a goal 6 yards out. He tried like a outside of the foot. I don't know what he was trying. I'm not sure he got in 2 minds, but you'd fancy him there. It was an easy finish. The other one, Colville's shot, it's a beautiful shot. I actually think the keeper saves it. I think he gets something on it and plays it onto the post. And there was half a chances. Piggott's one, the ball's come out, the keeper's miles out of his box. He's got to take a touch and just play it into an empty net. So there has been a few chances, good chances as well. Just, it's one of those that there's confidence. Massively, Telford look like they're lacking confidence, but they're still well in this. There's nothing really. I'd actually say Colville have had probably more of the ball, but the best chances have been Telford's. Gibson's got to score. 9 times out of 10, well, I'd say more than that, 99 times out of 100, that's a goal. You can't miss those. So it's been quite entertaining at times when both teams have got out and played the ball on the floor. You just need a hero. Today, Scott said it at the top, FA Cup fever, and you just need that little, someone needs to be a hero today. I'd love to be out there. What I'd give to be out there playing in this. It's what a day. Go and be a hero. Someone. Ty Webster I'm going for. I'm hoping he might be the hero. But I'm putting him out there a little bit because he's only 17, the poor lad. But I just feel that him, Denanga, they are causing them a lot of trouble. If they can keep doing it, keep getting the ball on the floor, keep doing what they're doing at times, try a little bit harder. I think Mary Kate, when they've got into the box, Telford, it's been the 2 forwards. Someone from midfield has got to make, remember, like Frank Lampard, he'd always, he'd get you 15 goals because he's getting to the box, whereas Telford at the moment are not getting in the box enough from midfield.
So more confidence in the second half, hoping to see from Telford. Have they had, the better of the chances? Are they looking likely to score, or do you think what your thoughts going into the second half?
No, they're likely to score. We keep saying it. The 2 chances he's had, Piggott's was not as easy as Gibson's. Don't get me wrong, but you should still be scoring. You should still be scoring. Whereas Gibson's is a gimme. It's a gimme. He'll know that. But to be fair to Gibson, he's worked ever so hard. He's been on scraps most of the game, and he might be that he was tired. It's a bit of a tired effort, maybe. It's hot out there, looking out there at the moment. At times, it's been slow, the game has. So no, I still think there's going to be a goal in here. I really do. There could be a couple of goals. So, but they just got to believe, be brave, get on the ball, and something will come, because Telford are a better side than Colville for me.
Well, Can Telford find a breakthrough in the second half? You'll find out on DAB and online with second half commentary of AFC Telford versus Colville. Just a reminder, if that game does remain goalless, there will be a replay, which we believe will be on Tuesday night in the first qualifying round of the FA Cup. Like I say, it's half-time in both of our feature games, and most of the other games now in the Football League and in the Premier League have just ticked over to half-time. It takes a little bit of time now with all the added time and injury time that we're getting. It takes a while for all the half-time scores to come in. But let's just go through some of those scores. Now in the Premier League, the early kick-off, Sheffield United drew 2-2 with Everton. At half-time, these are all half-time scores. Brentford 1, Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 2, Burnley 1, Chelsea 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester City, they're winning 2-1 against Fulham, and the late kick-off in the Premier League is Brighton against Newcastle. That's a 5:30 kick-off. A couple of early games in the Championship, Birmingham 1, Millwall 1, Sunderland beat Southampton 5-0, and Swansea lost 2-1 to Bristol. These are all half-time scores. It's 1-1 between Coventry and Watford. Ipswich are losing to Cardiff 1-0. It's goalless between Leeds and Sheffield Wednesday. Hull are beating Leicester 1-0. QPR are beating Middlesbrough 1-0. Plymouth, they're winning 1-0 against Blackburn Rovers. Rotherham are 2-up against Norwich. It's goalless between Stoke and Preston, and Huddersfield lead 1-0 away against West Brom. Looking into League 2, into Shrewsbury's division, it's Blackpool 1, Wigan 0, Bolton 1, Derby 1, Bristol 0, Lincoln 0, Burton 0, Exeter 0. Obviously same scoreline here between Carlisle United and Shrewsbury Town. All level at Charlton, 1-1 with Fleetwood. Goalless between Cheltenham and Barnsley. Stevenage, they're winning 2-0 away at Leyton Orient. Their fantastic start to the season continues following their promotion. Northampton are losing 1-0 to Wickham. It's goalless between Oxford and Port Vale, and Portsmouth are winning 2-1 away at Peterborough. They were actually losing that game, but they've turned that around there, so Portsmouth leading 2-1. They're all your League 1 scores. In League 2, the early kick-off, Wrexham beat Tranmere 1-0. Crewe are 1 down to Milton Keynes. They're again fantastic start to the season for MK Dons. They're 1-0 up away at Crewe. It's goalless between Doncaster and Swindon. Grimsby 2, Gillingham 0, Harrogate 0, Barrow 1, Mansfield 0, Bradford 0, Morecambe 1, Salford 1. Some of the other scores in League 2, Newport are losing 2-1 to Wimbledon. It's all level between Notts County and Accrington Stanley. Stockport 2, Crawley 1. Let's have a look. The last two games, Sutton 0, Forest Green 0, and Walsall 0, Colchester 0. They're all your half-time scores in League 2. We've got also another local score here, Shifnal Town. They're also playing, I believe, in the FA Cup first qualifying round. It's all level between them and Nantwich at half-time. They've actually had a penalty. They've actually missed a penalty as well. Have Shifnal, they're drawing 1-1 with Nantwich. That's Paul Carden, who used to be in charge of Telford. He's now managing Nantwich Town. That's 1-1 at the break. Plenty of other sport as well, with the World Cup, Rugby World Cup kicking off on Friday. And after a poor few months, many people are already writing off England due to their form and key suspensions. But former World Cup winner Jason Robinson has had a more positive outlook.
I'm optimistic. I've been in that position 2007, where we didn't have form. We lived through the pool stages into a quarter-final, and then somehow, we managed to find some form and get to a final. So I'm hoping that this is the case for this team.
Well, England's poor form is down to the RFU not producing enough quality players, so says Australia head coach Eddie Jones. England lost to Fiji for the first time last week, their third defeat in 4 before the World Cup gets underway. Well, head coach Steve Borthwick has faced criticism, but the former boss Jones says the blame lies elsewhere.
Difficult situation, mate. You've got an ageing team, and then you've got new players coming in. Some of them have come through and done really well, like a Freddie Stewart. Others are still finding their feet, like a Marcus Smith. They're not producing quality players. Everyone looks at the head coach. The onus on producing quality players is the RFU.
Well, the Rugby World Cup gets underway on Friday. England's first game not until Saturday. That's 8 o'clock on Saturday night when they'll be playing Argentina. The two sides are coming back out here at Brunton Park, and we'll go our separate ways for a second half commentary. If you want Telford versus Colville, that's on DAB and online here on 96 FM. We'll hand over to Steve Cross and Stuart Dunn.
Breakfast with Adam Green. Back on Monday morning on BBC Radio Shropshire.
You ever tried speed skating before, Laura?
Not speed skating, no. I have been ice skating.
Yeah. Are you any good?
I can stand up. I can go round the rink.
I think I am the world's worst ice skater.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'm so bad. When I went, it made it worse. And I ended up having a bit of an argument with the penguin.
Right.
Okay. Like, we didn't get on.
It's quite difficult though, isn't it, when you're really, really struggling and then little children aged like 2 or 3 just dance around you on the ice.
Yeah.
Breakfast with Adam Green. Back on Monday morning
on BBC Radio Shropshire.
And welcome back to Brunton Park, where your timing is perfect. We have just kicked off for this second half. Carlisle 0, Shrewsbury Town 0. Town who had made a bright start, but Carlisle ended the first half pretty well. The referee wants a word with one of the Carlisle players here. It's Sean Maguire he's talking to. Town have made a change at half-time, by the way. Elliot Bennett has come on. And Nohan Kenner, the player to be replaced. So Elliot Bennett is going to play right wing back, and Carl Winchester in midfield.
Yeah, it's a good choice from Matt Taylor. I think Noah Kenner just gave 2 or 3 balls away just towards the end of the second half, and nearly conceded a goal. So I'm not sure whether Matt Taylor's just trying to shore up with Elliot Bennett come on, because he will give them nothing. Good player.
Yeah, Elliot Bennett on then for this second half. Very experienced player, played in the Premier League, of course, earlier in his career with Norwich City. He's involved in the play straight away here. Winchester as well. Dunkley plays it forward towards Bowman, back in his home city today. Bowman holds the ball up nicely, looks for Udo, and the defender comes across. Lavelle puts it out of play, and it will be a Town throw to be taken now by Bennett. Bennett seeking some movement. Town did add another midfield player to the squad yesterday. As Perry goes on, Perry goes down on the edge of the area here. We get his fall, actually, sees him fall in the area. He has his arms outstretched as he looks towards the referee, but the official's not interested. And the ball goes out of play, and that will be a goal kick to Carlisle.
Yeah, I think it just Tyler Ferry as he went to fall for the tackle, I think it was about probably a step after the player actually caught him. I didn't think it was a penalty, Stuart, but it was close.
Town did add a midfield player to the squad yesterday. Ryan Finnegan, 19 years of age. He's on loan from Southampton. Didn't sign in time to be involved for today. Might see him perhaps on Tuesday at Forest Green in the EFL Trophy, maybe. And he's here for the season. He was on loan at Crewe as well last season. Finnegan, by the way, his Southampton first-team debut came against Shrewsbury Town as a substitute in that FA Cup third-round tie between the clubs at St Mary's in January 2021. So Finnegan joining Shrewsbury yesterday, along with Brandon Fleming from Hull City, a left wing-back who's on the bench for the Town today. And the board is back with the goalkeeper, Marco Morosi. Congratulations to Travis Hearns, by the way, on his move to Newcastle United, the 17-year-old who's been on the bench and started, of course, for Town at Leeds in midfield earlier in the season, joining Newcastle. That move announced last night on deadline day. I'll work it forward here towards Maguire. Maguire shoots on the run over the bar. One of those he felt he had to take on early. He knew that Dunkley was with him all the way, and Maguire tried to hit it first time left foot. He got a bit too much on it, and he clears the bar. Goal kick.
Yeah, Carlisle are quite good at when they're breaking up Shrewsbury's attack, Stuart. You know, they move the ball very, very quickly. The ball into the Carlisle centre forward there. He would have preferred it on his right side, I think, because he's right-footed. But he had a strike with his left and over the bar.
Goal kick then to Shrewsbury Town to be taken here by Marco Morosi. Still 0-0 here at Brunton Park. Town having made the change at half-time. Bennett on for Kenner. Here come Town with Perry. Good run from Perry. Central position. Defender gets to him, clears. Out as far as Bennett. Crosses from the right in towards the penalty area. Bowman chests it down. Has support from Benning, and he'll get there, Benning. Short ball in field to Bayliss, to Winchester now playing in the middle of midfield. Feeds it out to the right-hand side to Feeney. Still being booed. Feeney short ball to Winchester. In the centre circle, turns and flicks the ball to Bennett, who lifts it forward, headed away by Mellish for Carlisle. But Town again with Perry, seeing quite a lot of the ball in his early stage of the second half. To Bennett, back to Feeney, lifts it forward. Bowman after that one. Might just keep it in here. Bowman does well to keep it in. Ball into the middle towards Udo, and the defender is sliding in the end, actually. Lavelle could have got anywhere as he sliced it towards his own goalkeeper. Had he got a bit more on that could have been interesting, but as it was, it fell very kindly for Jokul Andresen to pick it up.
Yeah, it was good pressure as well from Dan Udo, you know, making sure the defender didn't know where he was doing, really, because that ball could have gone anywhere, as you said, Stuart, even into the goal. But good play, good start from Town for this first 2 or 3 minutes of the second half.
Bennett ball forward. He was looking for Bowman, but Huntington had a bit of a start on him and knocks it back to his goalkeeper. Town then for the second half. Morosi in goal. Feeney, Dunkley and Anderson the central defenders. Bennett and Benning now the wing backs. Perry, Winchester and Bayliss the midfielders. And Udo and Bowman up front. As Feeney tries to prevent the ball going out for a corner. He slides in, but he couldn't prevent it from going behind for a corner. And Carlisle have a corner here in front of the Warwick Road end, which is well populated today, especially directly behind the goal. Lots of Carlisle supporters at that end of the ground. Corner will be taken by Moxon from the left-hand side, so Town have to be switched on. They've coped so far with what Carlisle have thrown at them, but here comes another tricky moment potentially. Moxon takes his corner then from the left-hand side towards the far post. Well punched away by Morosi. Good connection. Ball goes out of play and it will be a Carlisle throw on the right-hand side. Really good goalkeeping again, Steve.
Yeah, it really helps you, Stuart. You know, when your goalkeeper comes out and punches clear or comes and catches it, you know, it just takes the pressure off the defence and they can regroup and start again.
Carlisle throw then. 15 yards to the corner flag, right-hand side. Ball played into the middle. Nice control from Gibson. Carlisle keep the pressure on here. Moxon, edge of the penalty area, right-hand side. Plenty of blue shirts forward. Ball comes in from the right towards Maguire. Bennett heads it away well. Flicked on by Bowman. No out ball for the Town at the moment. Udo tries to make something of it. But Carlisle retain possession. They push it forward down this left-hand side. Here's Jack Armour. Ball in from the left, headed away by Benning. Shot from the edge of the area is off target from Callum Guy. Set up nicely for him, but he got underneath it. And he clears the bar by some distance, and that will be a goal kick for Shrewsbury Town. 52 minutes played. Still Carlisle 0, Shrewsbury 0. Town playing towards the end of the ground. They haven't got an away end as such today because the waterworks end, the terracing. At the end of the ground, Town are playing towards not open today, but the Town fans occupy a block of seats in this, a block or two of seats in this east stand, which is nearest the goal. Town will be hoping to have some efforts at in this second half, as the Carlisle defender Lavelle, former Charlton and Morecambe player, clears down the far touchline. Town headed into touch. And now Anderson volleys it into touch, and it will be a Carlisle United throw. Paul Simpson, not the only Shrewsbury connection on the Carlisle management team. Simpson, of course, the Carlisle manager. Dave Timmins, the goalkeeping coach here at Carlisle these days. A position, of course, he occupied at Shrewsbury Town a few years ago, and he worked very closely with the likes of Joe Hart during his time working for Shrewsbury Town. Ball out of play again. Anderson wants the ball off the Carlisle player who's holding on to it. Will be a Town throw. And Anderson just looking for some options here. Still 0-0. Shrewsbury, who would have been pleased to get that first away win of the season so early in the campaign last season at Fleetwood, had to work hard for it, didn't they, in the second half, when Fleetwood down to 10 and eventually for the last few moments down to 9 after the second red card. That was their first away win since Oxford at the start of February. Bowman wins the header on, helped on by Perry now. Carlisle in the centre circle, knock it forward, should be Feeney's. Feeney clears first time, right-footed over halfway, can only play it straight to a Carlisle player. Jack Armour. Now Carlisle build down the left-hand side. Here's Moxon. Winchester gets to him, wins it well. Town now with Perry. Udo, bit of space right-hand side, 30 yards from goal. Draking into the penalty area. Udo still has support from Bennett. Bennett plays the ball in towards the far post. Keeper struggling and it's headed away by a covering defender from about 3 yards from his goal line. It was a nice move from Town. Udo and Bennett combining. It was a lovely ball from Bennett. He scooped it up towards the far post. Keeper at full stretch got a hand to it, but then he needed a helping hand from one of his defenders to head it behind for a Shrewsbury corner.
Yeah, great little bit of play there from Elliot Bennett. I expected him to cross it in and on the floor, but he saw that the keeper was struggling, nicked it over the keeper, and the keeper did very well to put it over the bar.
Shrewsbury corner then. Bayliss will take it from the right-hand side. 10 minutes into the second half. Bayliss takes the corner then in towards Dunkley, heads it down away from goal. Carlisle player is down in the penalty area. Ball goes behind, past the post in any case, and that will be a goal kick for Carlisle. Carlisle, who finished 5th in League Two last season. They beat Bradford City over 2 legs in the playoff semi-finals and then beat Stockport County on penalties at Wembley on what was a special day for Carlisle to ensure they returned to this division, League One. You might remember Town did play Carlisle in the opening weeks of last season in the League Cup at the Meadow. And Town were 3-2 winners that night with a very late goal from Shea Dunkley. Luke Leahy and Dan Udo also scored for Town in that match. Bennett wins a header midway inside his own half. Benning also wins a challenge, but Carlisle emerge with it. Guy out to the right-hand side to back. Crosses from the right-hand side is an awkward one for Morosi, who does well to get a hand to it to help it on its way. Couldn't take any chances there, didn't know who was behind him, and flicks it past the post for a Carlisle corner. Yeah,
Morosi again, he's he knows where the danger spots are, and that 6-yard box, he did really well, Stuart, to get off and push it over the bar, because that was a really difficult cross to deal with.
Carlisle corner. Moxon making his way over to the left-hand side corner flag. Once again in front of this good crowd at Brunton Park. Carlisle fans hoping this could be the moment. Kind of got everyone back inside their penalty area. Moxon with the corner, flick goalwards, and it's gone in! Carlisle in front, corner from Moxon, who is heading goalwards, and it's gone through a crowd of players, but it's found its way past Morosi, and Carlisle take the lead here. The corner, Cairn couldn't deal with it. They've had a few corners, haven't they, Carlisle? And one leads to the breakthrough. Carlisle 1, Shrewsbury 0.
Yeah, just Town, they've had so many corners to deal with, Stuart. Just that one. I think the Carlisle player just got free. Whoever was marking him, I'm sure there'll be discussions about it after the game, but it was a wicked ball in, really curling away from Morosi, and the lad just got a little bit of a touch on his head, and it's gone past Morosi for the goal. The Town just need to pick themselves up now. Not whether Matt Taylor's going to make any changes in the next several minutes, 10 minutes, but Town just needs to get back in this game.
It's an untidy goal, isn't it, from a Shrewsbury point of view. The first time they've conceded from a corner this season. Think back to the Leeds Cup match, the 2-0 defeat at Stevenage as well. And it's always disappointing,
the amount of pressure, Stuart, you get from corner after corner. Some players will just turn off, and unfortunately that's what happened then.
Carlisle 1, Shrewsbury 0. Ball out of play. Will be a Carlisle throw in the right back position. Carlisle leading by 1 goal to 0 then. What have Town got by way of response? It's Carlisle's third goal of the season in League One. This is their sixth league match of the season. As Dunkley comes across, ball goes out of play. It will be a Shrewsbury Town throw. Carlisle 1, Shrewsbury 0 here at Brunton Park. Ball played forward here towards Bowman. Carlisle deal with it defensively. Carlisle load it forward again. This is Jack Armour on the ball down the left-hand side. Ball comes in towards the far post. It's an awkward one. Carlisle plays in. There's a shooting chance, and it's off target by Mellish. Some of the Carlisle players wondering whether Mellish may have been caught there. And it's gone wide, and that'll be a goal kick to Shrewsbury Town. May have been an own goal, maybe the goal as well. It was difficult to tell. The Carlisle players seemed to run towards the corner taker, Moxon, to offer their congratulations. There were so many players in there.
There were. It was very, very busy in the.
I see it's been credited actually. I'm just looking here on. It's gone down. Whether there's a Tom Bayliss own goal.
Oh dear.
It's been given but it was impossible to tell. We haven't got the benefits of replays. There were so many players in there who did get the final touch, but what I'm looking at the moment, it's gone down as a Bayliss own goal, but would have to see it again for confirmation on that. This is Perry on the move down the right hand side. Strong challenge comes in from Callum Guy. It's just on the BBC website. Carlisle 1, Shrewsbury 0, and it's telling us that Bayliss 57 OG they have it down as. But again, as I say, we haven't got the benefit of replays. Town with Bennett. Moves in field, gets away from him. Town with Winchester. This is Feeney to Bennett. Winchester again on halfway, turns. Winchester still goes down. Town free kick. Plenty of time for Town here. Still half an hour to play, so a long way to go. But they're going to have to do it the hard way here at Brunton Park. Carlisle leading by a goal to nil. Free kick taken by halfway by Winchester. Carlisle win the ball in the air. It's composed play from Mellish. Ball comes forward down the left-hand side. The attendance 7,395. And a very good away following of 304, given the distances involved today. Carlisle come forward. It's with Guy. Ball played out to the right-hand side. Carlisle now with Gibson. Patient from Carlisle. Ball comes in from the right. Turn goal was great save by Rossi. Was it the post? And Rossi got a hand to it, did he? Or did it come off the post? Effort was from Luke Flange. He was close to 2-0. Yellow card meantime. I think Perry been shown, has he this time? Yellow card?
Perry got yellow carded. You can't have a go at the referee, Stuart. You know, these days, the new rules that are coming in, you just got to keep your mouth shut, because he'll hook him and then he's on a tightrope.
That's another yellow card. It's a goal kick to Shrewsbury Town. Pretty close the effort from Luke Plange, wasn't it? With the attendance announced over the tannoy, 7,395, 304 the away following. Which is a good effort, isn't it, given we are so far from home today. Town look for Udo here down the left-hand side. Udo holding the ball up still, little back heel. Finds Benning. And Benning goes down. He's caught in possession there, and that'll be a Shrewsbury free kick in a decent position here, left-hand side of the penalty area.
Yeah, it certainly is, Stuart. Yeah, Mal Benning did really well there. Went past the player, and he had to bring him down because he was going to be in the 18-yard box. And Tom Bayliss is over the ball. Whether it's going to come in with a right foot or a left foot, we'll have to wait and see. We need Shea Dunkley. We need the back three in that 18-yard box and attacking the ball.
So free kick then to the Town. Bayliss has made his way over to take it. Lots of players in the middle, waiting for the ball to come in. Here it comes then from Bayliss towards the far post, towards Dunkley, and he was soft balanced there, wasn't he? He did get his head to a keeper, came and didn't get there. And in the end, the header from Dunkley was asking a lot, wasn't it? Because he was falling over as he got his head to it and goes past the post, and that'll be a goal kick to Carlisle.
Yeah, I think the goalkeeper coming out as well, putting off Shea Dunkley, and yeah, there was a chance there, wasn't it? You know, they've got to take these chances, Shrewsbury now. Very, very important. They get themselves back into this game and get some strikes on goal.
Goalkeeper then Anderson clears over halfway. Town win it up towards Udo in the centre circle. Nice hold-up play. Town now look for the run of Bayliss. Has it taken off his toe this time by Guy? And that's neat. Well played from Carlisle. And then around the centre circle, Moxon drives forward. Perry with the challenge, and Dunkley also in there, and the ball works its way back to the Carlisle, the Shrewsbury goalkeeper Rossi. Clears long over halfway. He can't find a teammate. I think he's going to come straight back at Town here. Carlisle leading by a goal to nil. BBC Radio Shropshire. We played 64 minutes at Brunton Park. Taylor Perry on the ball. Looks for the run of Udo. Not a bad idea there, but slightly overhit in the end. And it's gathered by the goalkeeper on the edge of his penalty area.
Yeah, it's a good ball there from Tyler Perry. You see Dan Udo making the run. He just put too much on the ball. Need a little bit more curl. And I think Dan Udo would have got it, but Town really do need to get themselves back in this game and at least have some attempts on goal.
Yeah,
on the Carlisle goal.
Need to start to ask a few more questions of Carlisle defensively. Andressen hasn't had too much to do. Just before the goal, actually, there was that lovely ball in from Bennett, which the keeper got a hand to, and no one was there to apply the all-important touch for Shrewsbury Town on that occasion. Elsewhere in League One, Portsmouth now lead Peterborough 3-1. In the FA Cup, Telford 0, Colville 1, I'm hearing. Telford trailing to a penalty there in the FA Cup qualifying round match at the Buckshead. Telford 0, Colville 1. And Carlisle 1, Shrewsbury 0 here at Brunton Park. Carlisle's turn to come forward here down the left-hand side with Mellish. Mellish still to Armour. Ball comes in from the left. Dunkley does the defending well. Perry's been caught in possession. Just wonder whether we might see a change or two. Looks as though there could be imminent activity on the bench as we look across the field. Steve, Town do have attacking options, don't they, on the bench to try and change the game. They trail 1-0. The goal coming from a corner taken by Moxon. Difficult to really see who got the decisive final touch as the ball found its way past Rossi. Carlisle leading by 1-0. Ball is out of play again. So Town next in action on Tuesday. Forest Green Rovers away, opening group game in the EFL Trophy. A group that also includes Walsall and Brighton and Hove Albion under-21s, who will both come to the Meadow for home games for the Town. But it's Forest Green away to start things off. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff on Tuesday night. No league game for a fortnight when they played Bristol Rovers 2 weeks today. Carlisle attack down the right now with Gibson. Gibson still gives it away to Winchester. Winchester looks after the ball well, but then he's challenged by Back, and Benning with the clearance. I think a decent game, Benning, today at left wing back. Town look for Udo here. Udo holds the ball up well, spins. A support here from Dunkley forward to Bayliss, and now Perry. Bennett available still. Perry still goes short to Feeney, 25 yards from the Carlisle goal. Square to Winchester, there to hit maybe. Winchester still into the feet of Udo. Udo shoots, saved by the keeper's legs, and it's a corner. Good move from Shrewsbury, very patient. And then Winchester thought he might shoot, but instead he looked for Udo, who turned and got in a low shot, tried to beat the keeper at the near post. Keeper, though, went feet first, and it was effective for Andressen as he diverts the ball past the near post. Corner.
Just going to wait here now, Stuart, I think, before the corner's taken. They're going to make two substitutions, I think, as they come on.
Kieran Phillips is being announced. And they're going to have the changes here before the corner. And they've been announced. So are they going to wait? Well, here come the changes.
Yeah, Ryan Bowman's going off on that far side.
Tom Bayliss has gone off, hasn't he? So Kieran Phillips is on for Shrewsbury Town. So that's the one change. and Max Matter coming on. So you saw Bowman go off, did you, on the far? Yeah, Bowman, I can see. He didn't go off on the halfway line, he went off. So there's a change. Bowman and Bayliss being replaced by Matter and Phillips. So Town have got 3 forwards on the field now, with Matter, Phillips and Udo, who's just gone close. Town corner now, taken by Benning, in towards Dunkley. Ball headed up towards goal over the bar. Carlisle touch on that one, and it will be another corner for Shrewsbury Town. This is better.
It certainly is, Stuart, yeah, and 2 good substitutions as well by Matt Taylor. I just think Town were getting a little bit tired in midfield and up front, so he's changed things around, and hopefully that this corner will be taken by Tyler Perry. Let's get one of the Town heads on it.
Yeah, corner will be taken then by Taylor Perry from the right-hand side. Carlisle head on it though at the near post. And Benning working hard to win the ball back. Carlisle get lucky with the bounce of the ball. Now the counter-attack could be on. Town have sent so many players forward for the corner. And now Carlisle break quickly. Here's Mellish on the edge of the area. He's given it away, and it's cleared by Bennett for the Town. Clears up towards halfway. So Town, now they look as though they're going... Udo's playing a little bit off behind Phillips and Matter, at least at the moment, the way they're lining up, with Udo, if you like, in the number 10 role, and Matter and Phillips in front of him.
Yes, that's surprised me a little bit. I thought it would have been the other way round. But Dan Udo has
played there on occasions in the past, and he's done well in that role.
Yes, but it's really important now that Town get themselves back into this game, Stuart.
Into the final 20 minutes then. That's the voice of Steve Frost, Town legend, alongside myself, Stuart Dunn, and Mary-Kate Wheeldon, presenting Sport on Saturday from Brunton Park today, where Shrewsbury trail by 1-0. Header won by Dunkley here. Up towards Phillips. Carlisle attack down the left. Bennett takes control of the situation, spins and turns, and ball goes out of play, and that will be a Carlisle throw. Carlisle leading by 1-0, and they hope this will be the day that delivers their first win of the season in League and Cup. Dunkley should clear here, gets his head to it on the edge of the area, looking for Udo. There's Dunkley again. Forward it goes towards Matter. Carlisle keep it. Ball played out to the Carlisle right. Benning clears up towards Matter. That's a good flick, and Phillips could be away here on goal. Covering defender though, Mellish comes across. He always just had the slight advantage there, didn't he, of getting to the ball first. It was a nice flick from Matter, and Phillips wasn't too far away from getting in there, around the back and having a run on goal. Matt Taylor having made the double change, made the change at half-time as well, so 3 changes made by Town's head coach. Anderson keeps the ball in on the left-hand side, lifts it forward, volleyed up in the air by Lavelle, turned towards halfway by Mellish. Shrewsbury with Winchester, plays it to the right-hand side to Feeney. He's still being booed by the Carlisle fans. Diagonal ball forward to Matter, who rises well, good header down, but no one really gambled there, anticipated. He goes easily through to the keeper. Good jump though from Matter.
It was a very good jump, yeah. You know, it's not the biggest of the centre forwards, but he climbed very, very well there and just knocked the ball down, expecting one of his teammates to get and knock the ball in.
In the Premier League, a tough start for Burnley after gaining promotion, and they are trailing 5-1 at home to Tottenham at Turf Moor this afternoon. Carlisle 1, Shrewsbury 0 here. Carlisle's turn to come forward down the left-hand side with Plange, who hit the post in the second half. Low ball comes in from the left. Shrewsbury clear. Up towards Perry. That's good dribbling ability. Perry still. Challenge comes in. Down he goes. Shrewsbury throw midway inside their own half, right-hand side. Perry might need a bit of treatment there as well. He was very good dribbling, wasn't he, with the ball at his feet? And he may well have been caught.
Yeah, it's just touch of cramp, I think, Stuart. Yeah, Morgan Feeney is just stretching his leg out and making sure that cramp goes away. But Town just need to carry on doing what they're doing. Since the 2 centre forwards have come on, Stuart, they've picked up the game a little bit. Just need to get that ball into the box.
Double change being made by Carlisle here. Luke Plange is certainly one of the players going off. And Sean Maguire as well. Terry Ablade coming on. Recently joined Carlisle from Fulham. He's on loan, he's come on.
I'm glad Sean Maguire's going off, Stuart. He's been a thorn in Shrewsbury's side all afternoon. He's a very good player.
Yeah, he's done pretty well, hasn't he? So a double change for Carlisle. Joe Garner has also come on. So they basically changed the front two, haven't they? With Flanger and Maguire being replaced by Garner and Ablade. Here come Town with Udo. Defender gets to him on the edge of the box. Phillips tries to win it for the Town. Free kick given against the Town. It's getting a little bit frustrating, isn't it, for them out there? Now a yellow card shown to Winchester. This time, Carl Winchester yellow carded.
Yeah, just a little bit of back chat to the referee. The players have got to learn, you know, these new rules, Stuart. You know, you can't have players getting booked and then, you know, you can't do anything then after that. You know, you miss time a tackle, anything. You know, say something again to the referee, you're off, and that just depletes the team.
Carlisle free kick taken long by Andresen, and it goes out of play, and that will be a throw to Shrewsbury Town in the left back position. Shrewsbury trailing by 1-0. The goal coming in the 57th minute, a corner from Owen Moxon. Difficult to tell who had the final touch. It has been given elsewhere as an own goal for Tom Bayliss, but difficult to tell who got the decisive touch, because there were so many players in there as the corner came in from Moxon, who did receive the congratulations of his teammates. Bennett, good ball forward. Phillips after that one. Keeper comes, and the defender, actually, Mellish, took command of the situation. Keeper came to claim, and the Town were looking for Phillips. It's a good ball for Bennett, actually. Mellish heads it out of play, and Shrewsbury have an attacking throw down this right-hand side. 15 minutes to go. Bennett to Perry, back to Bennett. Two former Wolves players there. And again, Bennett, ball into the middle towards Matter. Matter tries to turn, goes down. Town win it back with Winchester. Shrewsbury keep the pressure on. Here's Udo in towards Phillips. Carlisle have a player down near the penalty spot. Play continues, and now the referee does stop the game to go and investigate and see what the problem is with the Carlisle player who is down. Carlisle leading by 1-0. And Shrewsbury have about 15 minutes to do something about it. One of those days where there's been some matches this season where, from a Shrewsbury point of view, you haven't wanted too much added on time. You only actually had 1 minute at half-time, which is unusual, isn't it? And what we've seen this season. Carlisle player down, receiving treatment then. During this break in play, a number of Carlisle players have gone over to the far side where the benches are to have a drink. Some of the Town players doing the same. But a big 15 minutes ahead here for both of these teams. Carlisle want the win to get them going. Their first win at Shrewsbury want an equaliser.
Yeah, you're right, Stuart. I think Town have just improved a little bit with Max Matter coming on, and also Kieran Phillips. They've just added that little bit of
he's good in the air, isn't he, Matter?
Incentive. Yeah, he's very, very good. You know, unfortunately, that Daniel Loon and Ryan Bowman, they don't win him. You know, they're very, very good on the floor, but don't win many balls in the air. But this young man has just come on and won every header. So I'm hoping that Town can get more balls into the box, and he can get on the end of them.
Just need something to fall their way, don't they, Town? Carlisle have been reasonably solid defensively this season. The player down injured, Callum Guy, is now back to his feet. Well, so they've been reasonably solid. They haven't actually kept a clean sheet as yet, but one game they've conceded 2. The other 5 games in League and Cup they've conceded 1 goal in. So no one scored many goals against Carlisle, but they're closing in on what they hope will be a first clean sheet and also a first victory of the season. Callum Guy having to go off at the moment. He'll hope to return, I'm sure, and play will restart with the ball with the Shrewsbury Town goalkeeper Marco Morosi. It was a really frustrating goal for Shrewsbury to concede, wasn't it? An untidy goal from the corner. Town look long here towards Matter, who wins the header again on the edge of the area. Udo trying to make something of it. Carlisle clear. Only as far as Phillips, the forward on loan from Huddersfield. Good pace from Phillips down the left-hand side. Delivers, doesn't quite beat the first player though. And Benning there working hard to try and keep the pressure on, but then the ball does get away from him. and goes behind, and that will be a goal kick to Carlisle. But yeah, I agree with you, Steve. Since the most recent change, Shrewsbury have improved, haven't they? Nice to see Bennett getting forward as much as he can as well down this right-hand side. Elliot Bennett trying to get involved and influence the game in an attacking sense.
You're right, Stuart. It's so important when you're centre forward, getting a touch on the ball and making sure that Town go forward. But yeah, Elliot Bennett has been very, very good since he's come on. Balls into the box, getting in and around the 18-yard box as well. But yeah, I just hope these two new centre forwards can do something for us.
Town have to keep the pressure on here down the left with Benning. Ball work forward by Anderson towards Matter. His layoff wasn't quite what he was hoping for there, and Carlisle clear, just over 10 minutes to play. Garner helps the ball on towards Ablade, and now Armour well forward down this left-hand side, goes more central to Moxon, back to Armour once again, lifts it forward, couldn't find a teammate this time, it just runs harmlessly out of play, and that will be a goal kick for Shrewsbury Town. Time is not on their side. Got to get it forward. Dan Udo has come closest to an equaliser when his low shot was saved.
More subs coming on, I think,
by the keeper's feet. Yeah, we're going to have another change or changes here for Town. Taylor Perry is going to go off, and Tanishi Subwala is going to come on. So that's one change, double change here. Subwala, who did well actually when he came on as a substitute late on in the Lincoln game at the Meadow a few weeks ago. Town signed him from the Irish club Waterford in the summer.
Yeah, the new signings.
Yeah, the other change. Yeah, Brandon Fleming's on for his Town debut. He comes on for Mal Benning. So that's 5 changes now made by Matt Taylor. Yeah, the bench is looking much stronger, isn't it, now with the transfer window. Town have signed lots of players during the last few months. The summer transfer window closing last night. Town look for Udo here. Charlton 2, Fleetwood 1. Alfie May giving Charlton the lead for the penalty spot in that League One game at the Valley. Town with Winchester, they look for Udo, nice touch. And now Town come forward. That's a pretty heavy touch there. So very heavy challenge there on Anderson. And the Carlisle player who made the challenge, Callum Guy, is going to be shown a yellow card here. So Shrewsbury free kick, left-hand side, about 10-15 yards outside the penalty area. But lots of targets to try and pick out here. Town, as they push forward in search of a late equaliser here at Brunton Park. It's a new signing, one of the two new signings made by Town yesterday. Brandon Fleming, who's on loan from Hull City, will take this free kick with his left foot. Into the middle it goes, comes off the head of a Carlisle player. Feeney to Shrewsbury, tries to give it back to his teammate Subwala. It will be a Town throw. Town here with Udo. Nice turn. Dunkley, little step over, 30 yards from goal. Fleming, not a bad ball into the penalty area. Headed on by Feeney and hammered away by Mellish for Carlisle. It will be a Town throw. 8 minutes to go. Carlisle 1. Shrewsbury 0. Tanishi Subwala for Shrewsbury. Gets the ball back. Here he is again. Likes to run at players, Subwala. We saw that when he came on in the Lincoln game. Carlisle clear up towards halfway. Dunkley. Square ball to Anderson. Long diagonal ball. Keeper comes to the edge of the area and catches under pressure from Daniel Udo.
Yeah, it's the right idea. Just the keeper did very, very well. Then he could see that the cross was coming in, and he came and collected it very, very easily. But it's a little bit better from Town now. This seems to have changed the attitude a little bit. They're closing down the Carlisle players and making sure that the balls that are going into the box.
It's a poor kick from the Carlisle goalkeeper. Goes straight into touch. Shrewsbury throw. Feeney will take this throw for the Town. 7 minutes to go, so still time. Beginning to run away though on Town. Long throw, played up towards Matter. Couldn't quite take the ball with him. Carlisle clear. Here's Anderson for the Town. Lots of space to move into. Carries the ball forward. Uses Fleming. Fleming does well. Fleming to Udo. Now Winchester. Bit of space again for Fleming. Crosses from the left-hand side. Volleyed clear. Made a bright start though, Fleming. Been heavily involved, hasn't he, on that left-hand side. Carlisle now look for the ball over halfway. Looking for Terry Adelaide. And Dunkley puts the ball out of play. It will be a Carlisle United throw. Home fans doing all they can to cheer their team over the line here to what would be a significant result. When you're a promoted team, you want that first win to come as quickly as possible, don't you? And Carlisle are closing in on that. We're going to have more changes here. Jordan Gibson is one of the players going after Carlisle. Just one change, isn't it, this time? So Jordan Gibson going off. Alfie McCalmont has come on for Carlisle. Carlisle with the throw down the right-hand side. Feeney heads it away. Town look towards Udo. And Carlisle win it back with Moxon. Tackles going in. Ball goes out. It will be a Carlisle throw. Ball at the right end of the field as far as they're concerned, as they get ever closer to claiming what they hope will be a first win of the season. Town will have plenty to say about that in these closing stages. Town win it in the left back position. Ball played up towards Mata. Nice touch for Udo. Tackle comes in on him. Clearance from Carlisle anywhere will do almost. Ball goes out of play and it will be an attacking throw for the Town, adjacent to the edge of the penalty area. Left-hand side. Town in a moment of inspiration here. Winchester gives it back to Fleming, and he couldn't quite keep the ball in here. It goes out of play, and it will be a Carlisle throw in the right back position. 5 minutes to go. Still time, Steve?
Yeah, there is still time, Stuart. Yeah, I think there's a few Town players that are just rushing things at the moment, where they need to just settle down and set the balls up to go into the box, whether it's on the floor or whether it's in the air. But just panicking a little bit at the moment to get the passes in.
Carlisle with McCalmont helps the ball over halfway. Ball is back with Morosi. The Shrewsbury Town goalkeeper hasn't had many saves to make today. Same could be said of the Carlisle keeper and Dresson as well. Morosi with the ball forward. Good header won by Mata towards Phillips. Here's Udo. And now Town try and play Sabwala in, but the ball from Bennett couldn't quite find one of the substitutes. Two of the subs combining there, or trying to combine. Town look for Udo. Ball hits the referee, so the game is stopped. And Carlisle are 4 minutes away from what at the moment is a 1-0 scoreline in their favour. Who's your Town man of the match today, Steve Cross?
That's been difficult, Stuart, because there's been quite a few of the players who've done very, very well. But yeah, I'm going to give it to Morgan Feeney, coming back to his club that he was there last season. He got them promoted, and he's had some stick off the fans, but he's done very, very well.
Town's turn to come forward here. 3 minutes to go. Winchester out to Anderson. Diagonal ball comes into the area. Could break here towards Sabwala. Nice control. Gives it to Bennett. Ball into the area. Matters header. Oh, just past the post. Good ball from Bennett, and Matter threw himself at the ball. Got his head to it. And it's not too far past the left-hand post. That was close to an equaliser.
Yeah, it certainly was. Lovely ball in, and Matter got his head. He got in front of his defender. I like him. I've only seen him for probably 15-20 minutes, but I like him as a player. He gets in people's faces. He wins headers. I think Matt Taylor's had a good acquisition there.
Yes, he looks very good in the air, and he got his head to that one. Good ball in from Bennett. Town have a free kick just inside their own half. 2 minutes to play. Plus Town will hope some stop added on time. Town here with Anderson. Last time Town came here for a Football League game in 2015, they were 1-0 down with 90 minutes up and won 2-1 with 2 stoppage time goals in that night. It's got to happen here today. Here's Anderson forward to Fleming, who's dispossessed. Fleming, who only signed for Shrewsbury yesterday on loan from Hull, previously been loaned out by Hull to this teams in this division, to Oxford and to Bolton. And Dunkley has some defensive work to do here on the left-hand side. Does well, actually. And in fact, he's eventually fouled. It will be a Shrewsbury free kick, and Monrosi comes out of his penalty area to take it. Carlisle 1, Shrewsbury 0. 89 minutes played at Brunton Park. It will be all eyes on the fourth official's board shortly to see how much added on time will be played. Monrosi with the long ball forward, too high this time for Max Matter. Carlisle flick it up towards halfway. Ball won by Anderson. Dunkley knocks it back to his goalkeeper, Monrosi, who takes a touch and then shows a nice bit of composure on the ball, gives it back to Dunkley. Back it goes to Monrosi again. First time clearance. Look at the distance he was hoping for this time. Carlisle volley it back into the town half. There's Dunkley, who gives it back to Monrosi, to say have another go. And Monrosi just dribbles the ball outside of his penalty area, ball at his feet. He's going to look upfield here, maybe in the direction of Max Matter. He is the target again here, Matter. Too high for Matter this time, couldn't quite get anything on it. And it goes all the way behind, out of play. And that is a goal kick for Carlisle, who lead by 1-0. Steve Frost.
Yes, it's the right idea from Marco Monrosi. You know that you want the balls in the box. Max Matter was there. He's very frustrated. The fact that he actually missed the header and knock it on for either Udo to get hold of it, but at least Town are putting the ball in the box, which is what I wanted them to do. I didn't want them to just keep passing round. That's why the only way they're going to score is to get the ball in the box.
Carlisle's turn to attack here. Anderson with a challenge, and has caught the Carlisle player. I think it was Terry Ablade who turned away from him, and yellow card for Anderson this time. And the ball at the wrong end of the field from the Town point of view, because Carlisle have a free kick just in from the touchline, right hand side, in front of the Warwick Road end, which is the end of the ground where their goal has gone in, this all-important goal which has given Carlisle this 1-0 advantage. Carlisle in no hurry, I'm sure, to take this free kick. 90 minutes are up. Did you see the board there for the...
I haven't seen anything yet, Stuart. Nothing at all.
A free kick to Carlisle then, from the right-hand side. 5 minutes, I'm told, of added on time. Carlisle with this 1-0 advantage. Free kick comes into the Town penalty area, misses everybody, and he goes out of play, and that'll be a Shrewsbury Town throw in the right back position. Town keen to get on with it, time not on their side. Feeney will take this throw for the Town, throws it up towards halfway. Matter tries to flick it on. Phillips 2. Town look for Udo. Carlisle just about do enough defensively. And now ball lifted forward by Mellish down this left-hand side. Here's Garner, goes down. No free kick. Dunkley is fouled. Shrewsbury free kick. Home fans don't agree with that. Town look to take the free kick long, up towards Matter. Looking to compete in the air. Carlisle have a midfield player there to pick up the pieces. A long ball played up towards halfway. And he goes out of play. Terry Ablade couldn't quite keep that one in. And it will be a Town throw inside their own half. Feeney, who continues to be booed with every touch. He takes the throw down the line. Nice touch from Matter to Phillips. Phillips loses out. Carlisle played up towards Ablade. The ball go out off Feeney. No, went out off Ablade. It will be a Town throw. 2 minutes into 5 minutes of added on time. Feeney's throw in towards Phillips. Too high for him. Gets off the top of John Mellish's head and easily gathered by the Carlisle goalkeeper, Jokul Andresen. Carlisle are almost there, Steve. Couple of minutes of added on time.
Yeah, and in a way, Stuart, I think they deserve it. You know, Town haven't been their best today. Carlisle have really chomping at the bit, trying to get in and around that Shrewsbury area. Bit unfortunate with the goal, but as you say, a win is a win. Town took it last week. I think Carlisle are going to do it today.
About 2 minutes to go of added on time. The ball is back with the Carlisle keeper, Andresen, once again. Left-footed, clears the ball over halfway. Dunkley wins a header. Free kick given against Dunkley this time for the challenge as he won the ball. The Carlisle forward nearest him was Joe Garner. It will be a Carlisle United free kick. 25 yards out, central position. Carlisle leading by 1-0. And a really untidy goal. Shrewsbury will reflect on if it proves to be the only goal of the game, the significant moment of the afternoon. It's also been a day when neither team have had many what we call clear chances. Neither goalkeeper has had a lot of saves to make. But Carlisle have had the ball in the net, and that's what the game's all about, isn't it? They have this free kick now, and we're in no hurry to take it. Owen Moxon, who took the corner that led to the goal, just putting this one down. Not many people leaving early around the ground. As I look around the ground, Carlisle fans staying here right behind their team. And they have this free kick, which will be taken here by Moxon. Free kick comes into the penalty area. It's overhit and misses everybody. And that will be a goal kick to Shrewsbury Town. Rossi has to just get it forward as quickly as possible. Is there time for one final chance? Time very much up against Shrewsbury Town. Rossi clears, right-footed over halfway. Town flick it on well. They like to try to get Phillips involved. Carlisle should clear again, and they do. From the edge of their penalty area. They look for the substitute here. Ablade with the ball. They've got a man over here. Here's a chance for 2-0. There it is. Carlisle have got a second. Late on. In stoppage time. It's played across for Joe Garner. The experienced substitute. And his first time shot is for Rossi. No chance. And deep into added on time. Carlisle are going to gain their first League One victory of the season since gaining promotion against Shrewsbury Town here at Brunton Park. It's Carlisle 2, Shrewsbury 0.
I think Shrewsbury, from that free kick, I think they had too many players forward, Stuart. It went down to a one-on-one, and then the Carlisle player just turned up at the back post and slotted it back past Rossi. Now coming back now from 2-0 down with probably just enough time for them to kick off, and the referee, I think, will blow the whistle.
Yeah, it ran very kindly for Joe Garner, didn't it? And had a lot of time and space there. Just slotted it. First time, no chance for Rossi. And Carlisle double their advantage. Carlisle 2, Shrewsbury 0. Full-time whistle imminent. Long clearance from Rossi. Forward towards Matter. Feet in the air. Carlisle with Armour on the left-hand side. Drills it forward. Feeney heads it forward, and there is the final whistle. And Paul Simpson and Carlisle have a first League One victory of the season. And it's come against Shrewsbury Town, whose win-lose sequence at the start of the season in League One continues here. 2 second-half goals for Carlisle. In between the two goals, Town had their moments. Dan Udo denied by a good save. Max Matter headed just wide. All ifs and buts and maybes as Town pushed for an equaliser. And as they pushed players forward in search of an equaliser, they concede a late second. And Carlisle win the match by 2-0. Here's Steve Cross.
And they deserve it, Stuart. I thought they were the better team second half. I think Town couldn't shake off the shackles of the first half performance. And to be fair, Carlisle deserved this. To go 2-0, I think 2-0 is an unfair probably score line for Town. But yeah, they were the better team on the side, and I'm afraid Town are going to have to go away, lick their wounds. Matt Taylor's going to have a look at it again to see where they went wrong. And unfortunately, we haven't got a game for 2 weeks, so that doesn't help things.
The Shrewsbury players now making their way over to thank the travelling supporters. Matt Taylor as well, the head coach, out there. 2-0 Carlisle, the winners here at Brunton Park. The first goal coming from a corner, 57 minutes.